All right, so it's really good to be here with all of you and to celebrate. This is our last meeting, our last regular monthly meeting anyway. And this is a time to kind of celebrate on where we've come with the regular Zoom meetings and also to reflect on our experience together with these meetings. And I did a little tabulating. Lauren knows that I measure almost everything. Zoom tells me who comes to the weekly meetings, the monthly meetings, only your screen name. It doesn't give me emails or anything like that anymore. They're very careful about that for privacy. But since we've begun keeping track, we've had 20 monthly meetings like this one since we began. And in the weekly meetings, we've had in those 2 years over 1,100 weekly meetings involving almost 2,000 different students and graduates. And if you did a head count, which I did using the screen name Zoom gave me for each weekly meeting and added the total of the head counts of those 1,100 weekly meetings, it would total over 10,000. And of course, that's not 10,000 different people. It's about 1,600 different participants over those 2 years. And it's because of the great success of the weekly meetings and also in conjunction with the increasing demands on my time that we've decided to discontinue the monthly meetings. This will also have the added benefit. I hear some sound, so I'm going to mute everybody for now. There we go. And so it also had by not having the monthly meetings on Saturdays once a month, it opens up a morning slot for a weekly meeting. We now have nearly 2 weekly meetings every day, only one on Saturday right now. And I know it might be disappointing to those of you who've been enjoying this special large group format with me on once a month or so. And I've got to admit that these meetings, having these meetings end is a little bittersweet for me too. So we may still have occasional big meetings like this one, but they will happen less often than once a month. 2 nights ago, I imagine for you, when you've got something big on your mind, you may lay awake at night thinking about stuff, and I was doing that a couple of nights ago. And as I lay in bed, I had a whole range of emotions kind of washing over me as I considered how Palouse Mindfulness has gone from being a self-paced online course with no live real-time involvement for students and graduates to what it is today. And it's arguably has more opportunities for live real-time engagement than even the traditional in-person 8-week MBSR course. And so many emotions came up for me while I was lying there. The awe and the inspiration that I feel from witnessing the incredible growth I see in our students and graduates. The sadness about the monthly meetings ending. At the same time, excitement about new possibilities that I'll now have time for with respect to course and with my life, including time to begin putting together a graduate course, which will be based on these monthly meetings. But primarily, among all the emotions, is gratitude. And it's gratitude for the gifted and compassionate volunteers who have transformed Palouse Mindfulness from a low-touch, self-paced course run by a single person, me, to the highly engaged community we now have with nearly 20 people hosting or weekly meetings or corresponding with you all by email so that when anyone writes to us, they get a personal response. So in that vein, the theme for this meeting is gratitude. And I feel a special gratitude for being invited into your lives. It's through these meetings and through the very personal Zoom sharing and written practice notes that graduates and students share with us about their journey through the Palouse Mindfulness course. And you know, it's kind of similar to how I felt when I was doing clinical practice. I felt very privileged to be trusted to be invited into the lives of my clients, and sometimes sharing very personal things, sometimes things they hadn't shared with anyone. And I always consider that to be a sacred space, and that's how I feel about the kind of entrance you've allowed me and us into your lives and the trust that you've accorded us. So my absolute favorite video about gratitude is the 5-minute narration done by David Stendhal-Ross, which shows Louis Schwarzenberg's photos. That's in week 8. Most of you have probably seen it, and I've seen it many times myself, but it never grows old for me, and I'm guessing that's true for you too. So give me a minute to get that set up here. Here we go.
You think this is just another day in your life? It's not just another day. It's the one day that is given to you today. It's given to you. It's a gift. It's the only gift that you have right now, and the only appropriate response is gratefulness. If you do nothing else but to cultivate that response to the great gift that this unique day is, if you learn to respond as if it were the first day in your life and the very last day, then you will have spent this day very well. Begin by opening your eyes and be surprised that you have eyes you can open. That incredible array of colors that is constantly offered to us for pure enjoyment. Look at the sky. We so rarely look at the sky. We so rarely note how different it is from moment to moment with clouds coming and going. We just think of the weather, and even of the weather we don't think of all the many nuances of weather. We just think of good weather and bad weather. This day, right now, is unique weather. Maybe a kind that will never exactly in that form come again. The formation of clouds in the sky will never be the same that is right now. Open your eyes, look at that. Look at the faces of people whom you meet. Each one has an incredible story behind their face. A story that you could never fully fathom. Not only their own story, but the story of their ancestors. We all go back so far. And in this present moment, on this day, all the people you meet, all that life from generations and from so many places all over the world, flows together and meets you here like a life-giving water if you only open your heart and drink. Open your heart to the incredible gifts that civilization gives to us. You flip a switch and there is electric light. You turn a faucet and there is warm water and cold water and drinkable water. It's a gift that millions and millions in the world will never experience. So these are just a few of an enormous number of gifts to which we can open your heart. And so I wish you that you will open your heart to all these blessings and let them flow through you, that everyone whom you will meet on this day will be blessed by you. just by your eyes, by your smile, by your touch, just by your presence. Let the gratefulness overflow into blessing all around you. And then it will really be a good day.
That video never gets old for me. And I had another video that not gonna put on right now. It's only about 3 minutes long, and you may have seen it before. I showed it at one of the other graduate meetings. It's actually an ad for a Danish TV station, but it's a wonderful demonstration of how we really share more with other people than we might think. And if you look in, I think I put it in the chat. I don't see it there now. I'll put it in there again. There's a link there that will take you to a page. If you were to click on that, you'd see a page that has a link to this video, which of course is in week 8. Also, the video from the Danish TV ad that's the 3-minute clip that I was sharing about. We'll go into our meditation now, and just want to make yourself comfortable. You don't need to get any special position, to some position you can be comfortable in for the 10 or 12 minutes that we'll be in sharing meditation. Just sensing into all of what's happening, body, mind, and spirit, but first paying attention to body, how your feet are making contact with the floor or couch or the cushion or whatever you're sitting on right now. How are you making contact with the earth below through the structure you're in? How your arms are resting along your side or in your lap. And feeling the contact that you're making with what you're sitting on right now, in terms of actual physical sensations. And when you're ready, bring awareness to breath, wherever it is you feel it most vividly right now. Could be your chest or your tummy, or you're feeling the air as it moves through your nostrils, your throat. There's really no wrong way to sense your breath. So you're checking with it rather than you're controlling it. That's possible for you. Letting your breath to be just as it is. Being with your breath the same way you might be with waves. You're just watching at the seashore if you're sitting on the beach. You're not trying to control the waves, you're just watching them as they roll in and roll out. And if there's a little bit of control wanting to work its way in there, that's fine too. That's just part of the process. And if your mind wanders somewhere else, that's part of the process too. Just noticing that that's happened, note where you've gone, and bringing awareness back to sensations of breathing. Gently, but firmly. And as you sit there, you might recall someone in your life that you were grateful for. Could be a life partner, a family member, a child, aunt or an uncle, niece or nephew, or a good friend, a coworker. Somebody you're happy that you have them in your life. Maybe someone who adds something special to your life. And you may be lucky enough to have a number of people come up your mind's eye as you consider who you're grateful for. And seeing if you can let just one of them come to the forefront without having to figure out who that might be. And as they do, this one person in your life who's important to you. As you consider them, recognizing what it is you're most grateful for about them. What is it about them? How is it they enrich your life? What is it they give to you? You might consider also how it would feel to say what it is you appreciate about them to them as you imagine them in your mind's eye. How it would feel to say the things that you feel about them to them. Noticing how they would react to your sharing these things with them. And how you'd feel in response to having shared something so important. And considering now all the other people in your life that are important to you in big ways and in small ways too. In just a moment, we'll switch from people to things, but you can come back to the people that have come up if you like later in the meditation. But now, if you're ready, seeing if you can recall some things in your life you're grateful for, opportunities that you may have had, maybe good enough health to allow you to enjoy simple pleasures, maybe not having to worry about where your next meal will come from or where you will sleep, which is not true for everybody. Or maybe simply the miracle of being alive, something nobody, I think, truly understands. We can be alive and know that we're alive. The next 6 or 7 minutes will be in silence, and you can continue this meditation if you like, considering what you're grateful for and who you're grateful for. Or you can have it be a breath meditation, or however you like to spend the time that you have with yourself for the next 6 or 7 minutes. And we'll end it with my voice. And as this meditation comes to an end, bring awareness to the few breaths we'll take together before we close the meditation. If your eyes have been closed, letting them open, bringing your awareness the group you're with. And I've been recording just this part of it. Of course, I'm not going to record the small groups or the sharing afterwards, so I'm going to turn the recording off now.